Biography with Diane.
Diane here, and thanks for coming to read with me. Martin Luther King Jr., written by Peter and Connie Roop. Childhood. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on 15th of January, 1929 in Atlanta, USA. As a young boy, he loved to play football, baseball, and piano. When Martin was young, there were laws that kept white and black people separate. One law said black children like Martin could not go to school with white children. School. Martin wanted to change laws that treated black people unfairly. He worked hard and went to college when he was only 15 years old. Martin wanted to be a minister. He went to study at a special school called a seminary. Here he learned about Mohandas Gandhi, the nonviolent leader. Marriage. Martin met Coretta Scott when he was studying in Boston. In 1953, they were married. Coretta helped Martin with his work throughout his life. In 1955, Martin received his doctorate degree. He could now be called Dr. King. That same year, a black woman named Rosa Parks was arrested. She would not give up her bus seat to a white man. Struggles. Dr. King helped Mrs. Parks. He organized a boycott of all the buses in the town of Montgomery. This made the bus companies lose money. The law was changed. Some angry white people bombed Dr. King's house. Dr. King remembered Gandhi and said, "We must meet our white brothers, hate with love." Dream. Dr. King often broke laws that were unfair to black people. He was put in jail many times. Even when he was in jail, Dr. King wrote books and letters to try to get the laws changed. In 1963, Dr. King gave a famous speech. He said, "I have a dream that little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and girls and walk together as brothers and sisters." Death. On the 4th of April, 1963, Dr. King was shot and killed by someone who did not like the things he did. Americans everywhere mourned the death of this peace-loving leader. Every year in January, Americans celebrate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. They honor his courage, they honor this courageous man who died fighting for equal rights for everyone. Photographs. Dr. King worked to change laws that kept black and white people separate. One law said that blacks and whites could not drink from the same water fountain. Martin Luther King was a popular minister. Here he is speaking to the members of a church. Martin Luther King was famous after the Montgomery bus boycott. He gave speeches all over America asking for equal rights for everyone. In 1964, Dr. King received the Nobel Peace Prize for trying to change unfair laws peacefully. This is a picture of him receiving it. Marches. This is a memorial program from a protest march in Washington, D.C. in 1963. It shows when Dr. King gave his I Have a Dream speech. Dr. King wanted peaceful change, but sometimes things became violent. Here's a policeman lets his dog attack a black man during a peaceful march. Newspapers. This newspaper shows when the Civil Rights Bill was passed. These new laws ended many unfair rules. It was what Martin Luther King Jr. had worked for. Gravesite. Every day, hundreds of people visit Dr. King's gravesite. The words cut into the stone says, free at last, thank God Almighty, I am free at last. Thanks for coming to read with me.
Don't forget to subscribe, guys.